Hi. I'm just going to wait a few seconds just to let a few people come in because I've actually started early, which is a first for me. I'm usually late for everything. I was actually early by a whole day yesterday, so I apologize for the accidental fake news on my own channel. I got the day mixed up. Terrible me. Hi. Let me know how you are with a thumbs up or with a love heart. You can put in the comments below. Okay, so welcome to another episode of these nomadic journeys with Next Stand. I'm Nicole. I've been a communication specialist with Next Stand for the last few months, but I've been a digital nomad since January 2020, which is actually baby years compared to a lot of the people that I've been interviewing. So let me know where you're based. Oh, hey Thomas. And Calvin and Coco, hi. Okay, so let me know where you're based in the comments below. I'm in Bali at the moment. I'm in Ubud. I'm only here for 2 more days, actually, and then I go to Greece on Sunday, which means I have a huge problem because I only have 20 kilograms of luggage. And if you know me or if you can relate to this in any way, I basically have a problem with clothes and skincare. I need to get rid of so much. So I need to make my baggage super light, which is why I am super happy that Next Stand, I have my Next Stand today, have a new product out, which is the K1. It's the world's first carbon fiber laptop stand, which means that it is more durable, it's foldable, portable, and you can adjust it to height as always. But the best thing is it's 157 grams, which embarrassingly is a fraction of my skincare. So there's more of a reflection on my priorities there, but I'm very happy that I at least have my Next Stand sorted. And I've actually ordered mine already, and it's going to come tomorrow before I fly on Sunday. So if you want to order yours, go to @nextstand.io and click the link there. Okay, so I'm going to invite Thomas into the room now. I'm super excited to introduce you to him because he's a content creator. If you are interested in content creation or you want to go into this field, just comment below. Let me know what kind of content you want to go into. So I'm just going to invite him into the room now. I hope no technical issues happen because sometimes I have invited Thomas, so hopefully this works. Hey! Hey! Oh my God. I apologize again for yesterday.
Yes, no problem. Like, it happens.
So you're in Canggu at the moment, right?
Yes, gonna be in Canggu probably for the foreseeable future. I don't really like to make promises when it comes to any of my plans because technically I was supposed to have been in like several different countries over the past couple months and I'm back in Bali.
Yeah, because you were meant to be in New Zealand.
So before that, I was supposed to have been in Spain for about 6 months. Then I was supposed to be in New Zealand for the next couple months, and yeah, both of those plans tended to change. So for now, I'm gonna be in Bali, but yeah, who knows where I'll be next.
Yeah, I have the same thing. Every time I plan something in advance, I've had to change my plans every time.
Every single time. Like that's why I
Every
tell most
single.
people, like, just don't even worry about making plans. Just take it day by day, see what happens.
Yeah, I totally agree. So, how are you? How are things?
I'm good. Been busier than usual, honestly. And that was the one thing that I'm actually glad about. You know, it's been pretty slow for the past couple months traveling around. I've spent most of my time in airports and in airplanes, but being back in Bali, I'm working around the clock. So that's good.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. You were saying to me the other day that you that was actually part of the reason why you came back to Bali was just so much work here with content.
Yeah, so really at this point, it's pretty much like an endless flow of different opportunities. So I started this morning working at a brand new cafe, Shortcut Cafe. If anybody's in
Nice.
Bali, these are all places you would love to go. But yeah, I started out with them. Then I had a collaboration with a beach club, Mari Beach Club. Then I have this interview, and then afterwards, I'm heading over to Peachy Bali and then tonight heading over to Calle Ocho in Seminyak. So full
Oh my gosh, you're
days,
busy. You're busy.
yeah. And it's literally been every single day since I've been back. Like the moment I
Mhm.
touched down, I had a collaboration plan, and it's been around the clock since.
That's so crazy. So one thing that I actually don't, I know you're a content creator, but I actually don't
Mhm.
know what kind of content you do. So can you kind of explain what kind of content creator you are?
Yeah. So I mainly just do travel content. It's kind of turned into more lifestyle content, just because I've started to grow a following, and they're interested, very interested in travel content, seeing the best places to go, different tourism destinations, but they are now a lot more interested in my little bit nosy. So I've started to post everything from day in the life videos to things that I do on a day-to-day basis. If I decide to go to a pottery class, people are going to see it. If I decide to go grocery shopping, people are going to see it. So at this point, I would still say I'm a travel content creator. I travel around the world making content for different companies, restaurants, resorts, hotels, whatever. But yeah, I
Mhm.
also do a lot of lifestyle content as well.
Yeah, I really like I actually saw I was on your TikTok stalking you the other day, but I really like the you do like a how much does it cost to live there kind of series. I saw one for like Barcelona and then I saw one for Canggu as well. I really like those. They were really cool.
Yeah.
I think really informative as well because there's so many I mean to be fair, there's so many ends of the spectrum that you can go when it comes to like
Mhm.
how much things cost in different countries, but I think the one that you showed was quite realistic.
Yeah. And usually, what I try to do is I try to keep it as honest as possible. And that usually works in my favor, especially when it comes to, like you said, like day in the life videos, house tours, how much things are cost. And I usually actually go for people who've lived there for a long period of time. So, a lot of people may, go to someone who's only renting a villa for a month, and it's like, oh, it costs this much for a month. But, I like seeing the people, okay, you've been here for 5, 6 years plus. How much do you actually pay for different things, and like what is your lifestyle actually like?
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, when I used to live in Spain, Spain's, I feel like it's so expensive now if you're doing it temporary, like through Airbnb. But when I actually lived in Spain for months and months and months, I was paying local rent. So like my vision of Spain is a lot cheaper than what people maybe are spending now in Barcelona on like Airbnbs.
Mhm.
But yeah, it's like that mix. But anyway, so tell me, how did you get into content creation then? Because I know you used to be in real estate.
Yes. So it was completely by accident, which I've heard a lot of times that usually is what happens.
Mhm.
So like you said, I was in real estate for about 6 years. Actually coming up on 7 years this month. Um, but pretty much real estate is all sales, all pretty much fluff most of the time. It's that first interaction. And with being in real estate, everybody knows the most important thing, especially when selling a property, is photos, videos, and marketing. And it
Mm.
is very, very expensive. I think the first quote that I got for a house was maybe around $500. And I said, okay, well, that's not crazy, but it's a pretty big amount at the time, having no money. And as I started to go along, I think it was maybe my second year, and I got my first $1 million property. And of course, I couldn't just, I got my
Mhm.
first quote, and it was around $4,000 for photos and video. And that didn't include
Wow.
editing, it didn't include print, nothing. It was just to come, take some photos, take some videos.
Oh my
And it
God.
didn't include drone either. So at that point, I
Mhm.
said, okay, well, I'm just going to go ahead and see if I can do this the cheaper way. Invested in
Mhm.
equipment and bought a drone, bought a camera, bought all the stuff I needed. And immediately afterwards, I think it was about a month later, I had a trip to Bali planned, and I said, "Hey, let me just go ahead and take my camera equipment with me. I'd spent all this money on it. I might as well use it even when I'm traveling."
Yeah.
And after I did that, I posted a YouTube video, and it got some traction, and here I am.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Like, so to put that in comparison with, because I feel like a lot of content creators maybe don't get paid as much as that, like on a first go, with like 4,000. That seems like, is that like is that normal across the field, or is that like above average or below average?
So I would say it really just depends. One thing I actually saw a video quite recently was at a convention where they asked content creators, how much would you pay for this one job, and they asked the same thing across the board. There were no different variables, and with each person, the prices ranged anywhere from $300 all the way up to $10,000. So really,
Mm.
it just depends on your experience, the equipment that you have, your references, and just how much you're confident in the work that you do and the results that you'll yield. So
Yeah.
at this point, I would say like that's usually the biggest thing, but that is
Mhm.
somewhat common cost, I would say, for what I was looking for.
Nice. And so then was that kind of like a hard decision then, leaving retail completely and kind of starting this whole new life, or was it kind of super easy to make?
It was extremely easy for me, but it was
Hmm.
extremely difficult for everyone around me. Prior to getting started in real estate, I actually had a full scholarship to the University of Houston, in Texas in America. And like a lot of people may know, education is very expensive in the US. And the fact that I had a full scholarship was very great. And all of my family, most of them are educators at university and professors. So they were really excited. And after a year, I dropped out to pursue real estate. And they hated it. They did not like the idea of that. So, after about 6 years of being super successful in real estate, they said, hey, you know what? You made the right decision. It's okay. It all worked out. And when I came to them and said, hey, I'm going to quit my very secure, long-standing career in real estate that I left university for, and I'm going to do TikTok for a living, that was a very hard pill for a lot of people to swallow, but
Especially
it's working out so
TikTok as
far.
well, because that was kind of new at the time.
Very new. Most of my family had never even heard of it. I refused to download TikTok for the first couple years just because I didn't want to dance on an app. But yeah,
Mhm.
it was a very difficult decision. But overall, I kind of knew what direction I needed to head into. So it was
Mhm.
relatively easy for me to make the decision.
Yeah, I think like I definitely relate to that feeling of having everyone around you just think you're kind of crazy when you're pursuing what you want to do. I definitely had the same. Like I think my family have only just accepted that I have like an actual job.
Yeah.
I don't think they thought any of this was like anything was a job. I was just traveling. But yeah, I completely like relate to that. So how long have you actually been doing this for then? As in like try
Um,
how long have you been?
I I would say I started around late 2019. How long I've been doing it successfully, I would say that was fairly recently. But yeah, I first started making like my first videos um, around, I would say 2019. They were
Nice.
all real estate videos. Like I
Yeah,
hadn't
yeah.
done travel content. I was making content, but it was all real estate,
Hmm.
day in the life, how much this property costs, things like that. And then I slowly
Yeah.
transitioned into the travel content.
Hmm. And so did you start traveling then during the pandemic?
Uh, yes, even though that's the exact opposite of what a lot of people ended up doing. I think my first trip was to Tel Aviv around, I would say February. And I pretty much was supposed to go to Japan, but Japan had shut down at the time. So once I went to Tel Aviv, that kind of got the ball rolling. And then afterwards, Mexico was very open. So went to Mexico, Dominican Republic,
Mhm.
and then just from there, I went to literally any place that would like allow people to tour.
Yeah, yeah. Where in Mexico did you go?
So I went pretty much everywhere in Mexico, but I would say Cabo San Lucas was my number one destination. Went to Cabo several
Um,
times, and then also I would say Puerto Vallarta.
oh, I really want to go there. I really want to go to Puerto Vallarta. I've heard it's really nice there.
Cabo was my favorite in Mexico, though.
The cabbage.
More than Cancun, like more than everywhere else. Like
Mhm. Nice. I was stuck in Playa del Carmen, fortunately or unfortunately.
that's not too bad.
It's not too bad. No, it's fine. So how have you found dating then? Actually, no, let's you first. How have you found making friends while traveling and connecting with people?
Um, I would say it's bittersweet for
Hmm.
the most part.
Oh,
The biggest thing for me is you meet a lot of great people. You meet a lot of
yeah.
influential people, people that you'll usually connect with for years, if not decades down the line.
Hmm.
But the biggest thing is I would say you kind of have to get used to with the reality of